Bonjour et bienvenue. Hello and welcome. My name is Kate Dumichel. I'm a Canadian teacher. And for those of you who don't know, I'm the creator of the Madame Mindset YouTube channel that makes brain break videos in French. I love morning meetings. It's a great way to continue building a positive classroom community and create a safe place for learning. Although some people may say this is a great way to start the day before academic learning starts, I argue that this is the basis for academic learning. Brain research shows that emotions, learning, and movement are hardwired into the brain circuitry, meaning you can't have one without the other. Everything is connected. Checking in with students at the beginning of the day ensures that students feel seen and heard. This helps your students feel a sense of safety and belonging. Morning meetings work on so many important communication skills, such as oral language development, listening, and comprehension skills. If you need research-based evidence to back up your reasons for starting the day with morning meetings, this book is an excellent resource. Being a good conversationalist is a true art form. Striving for taking 5 turns during conversations with children takes skill, patience, and practice. Young children learn a lot through informal daily verbal interactions. Like the authors of this book, I encourage you to embrace a conversations count mindset. This means recognizing the value of oral communication, prioritizing stretching conversations, and taking time to listen to children. This is particularly important for multilingual learners, especially those who cannot yet read or write, because it offers opportunities for direct and immediate feedback and building knowledge, all while modeling the use of vocabulary and other speaking and listening skills. Today, I'm going to show you an example week of my morning meetings for the month of May. If you purchase these on TPT, you can go into your purchases, and on the TPT website, you can access your updated slides, or if you'd like to buy a copy, then you can click on the link in the description box below and get your copy today. All right, let's get into it. I can turn and talk to you. Hi. If you've purchased these on TPT, you go into your purchases or go to morning meetings. I do have a bundle available, and click on the May morning meetings, and then you download your copy, and then you open your PDF copy and you scroll down. You click on this image right here, and it will force you to make a copy of your morning meetings or your Réunions matinales pour le mois de mai. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how I have my morning meetings organized. I'm going to flip to the computer view and back and forth every once in a while. The title page, Jour de la semaine, so we can just slip to each day of the week here if we'd like. Or if you want to go down and look for some extra activities, then you can slide all the way down to the bottom where there are more calendar slides, more message du jour slides, more salutations, plus de pensées partage, plus d'activités, and then quelques diapos éditables. So we have bonjour, c'est lundi on every first page. So lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi. If you click here, it'll bring you back to the first slide. So a little bit easier to navigate. Every day there's a message du jour. I try to use different fonts, different little salutations. Bonjour mes petits papillons. I might come up here and add stock web images, which is something that Google lets you do now. Add something like this. There's a little clue for what the word is. And by this time in the year, I have little messages that have been pretty much repeated for the whole year. And the friend of the day is responsible for reading the message to everybody. There are students that still require some help because it's now like the 3rd month of me asking them to read it on their own, are starting to be able to do it on their own. So that's super cool. And then I have a little messages here about what's going on special each day. Then we have a calendar. I have put a little froggy here to move everybody along. And I will insert a 1-minute timer here. When it's on the slideshow like this, I press play. And I explain to them it's bonjour de papillon. This one is one where I ask them to all get up, walk around the room, and try to say hello to every person in the classroom. There's a minute, so there should be enough time. And they're gonna be, what's it called? Shaking your wings? What's that word? Somebody help me. The kids are really liking this year, and they really need little opportunities to move. And yes, it does take time to train them about those little transitions, but it really shouldn't take too much time. And the end of these timers often have a little ending, so they know when it's over. And sometimes I count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then they're all back on the carpet. And then we have a pensée partage. And for the pensée partage, I have been doing it this year where I ask them to stand up for the pensée partage. This way they can move about and find a partner a lot more easily. I've noticed recently that we're always going to the same partners. So this month in May, I'm going to be giving everybody those cards where you have to find the pair. So that will be the first person that you talk to, and then you can choose to talk to another friend after that, just so that we're practicing talking to different people. We talk about how you have to stop, you have to answer the question, you can ask the friend the question and then they answer it, and then they take a turn asking and you answer the question, just to share. That way everybody has thought about their answer, everybody has shared already on the carpet. And then when we sit back down after 2 minutes or so, I will pick equity sticks for the 5 students that get to answer the question. During the time when students are walking around talking to each other on the carpet, I approach students that are still learning the language. I may approach students that have difficulty participating, to prepare their answer for them in a kind of strive for 5 type of conversation that I would have with them. The kids are super used to that now, the kids that I help anyway. So sometimes they'll even approach me first, but I want them to start talking to their friends, and then I'm going to approach the friend groups and try to support them in talking with each other type thing. So we have examples of pensée partage. There should be about 20 of those, maybe more, in this morning meeting now. So there are plenty that you can choose from. There should be at least one for every day that you can use. When I do this activity right here, when I ask them to draw, now they always present what they draw. I used to give them the choice of they can present or not, but now I'm trying to encourage them to present, because often, as you may know, the same kids don't want to present. They may feel shy. You could also walk around and ask them to explain their drawing to you so that they're kind of more prepared to answer the question when it's time to share with everybody else. So this is an activity dessin drôle where I have a whole book where it's just drawings inside. It's just drawings that we use for oral communication. And I am working on a checklist so that it'll be easier to have those like informal presentations be sort of like evaluated, where you keep notes about who is participating, who isn't, and if they use a lot of English words, or if they don't, if they need support, or if they do it on their own. And this is an activity that I like to use to encourage creativity, originality, and it can be a funny thing, it can be a strange thing, it can be something totally normal that would happen to a flower during a day, or it could be something totally bizarre, like flower goes parachuting, or the flower goes on a trip to Japan, or whatever it is. Then we have mardi, message du jour, calendrier. Oh, I forgot to mention, during the calendrier, I have the students read the date. So we're practicing reading the date forever and ever. This is a salutation where we have everybody sitting in a circle. I might give them a real flower this time, but to present a flower to somebody else and say, je vous présente cette fleur parce que tu es tellement gentil. Je vous présente cette fleur parce que tu es ma meilleure amie. Je vous présente cette fleur parce que tu es très créatif. Example. They're going to need a lot of help with that one, but that's okay. We're going to work on it together. This is a new one that I've been doing recently. Another one where it's pensée partage. I'm asking everyone to partage because I want them to be able to read the sentences that they're writing. So we're working on writing sentences. You can write a funny sentence, or you can write a sentence that makes sense, but I want them to use these 3 words, if possible, in the sentence. We do a kind of little point system where if they get more points than me during the week, they can get a little bit of free time on Friday afternoon, and that's what they're working on throughout the week. If they can write a sentence that has all 3 words in it, they get a point, and they have to be able to read it to their friends. And then nombre mystère is something that I play every week. I've made a bunch of videos where I explain how to play this game, but I never pick a number beforehand. I ask them to guess which number it is. Le nombre est entre 81 et 90. Ça ne peut pas être plus grand que 90 ou plus petit que 81. And then we count the numbers in between, and they have to guess which one. And I try to get them to talk about the numbers as many times as possible. So if they say est-ce que le nombre est 89, I'll say no, and then I'll move it there. C'est plus petit que 89 et plus grand que 81, and I'll move it as many times as I can until the answer is revealed. So for example, if they said est-ce que le nombre est 89, I would do this. Est-ce que le nombre est 83? I wouldn't do this because then there's only one other answer. I would move it this way because there's more chances for them to talk about numbers in between. So I try to get as many exchanges as I can during this little game that we play every week. Bonjour mercredi. Il pleut. I put the song Singing in the Rain. So we insert Singing in the Rain instrumental. We walk around, pretend we have our parapluie, and we say bonjour, just dancing and pretending we have a parapluie in our hands. And it's super duper cute, guys. You should try it. When they dance to these old songs, it was like the cutest thing you've ever seen. So you should do this. The other song that I use when we're cleaning up, this is totally separate, but you guys should try it. And if they clean up, the Andy Griffith theme song I've been using for years. It's about 2 minutes long, so usually we do it during a cleanup. Play it, then if they clean up before the 2 minutes are over, we can dance. And it is the cutest thing you have ever seen. When little grade ones are dancing to this song, I love it. And they love the music. Unfortunately, you kind of have to switch it up because sometimes they get so used to it, all they're doing is dancing and not cleaning up. Which is also cute, but less cute because you want them to clean up. So this is the Andy Griffith theme song. Anyhow, that was a really long dance break, but I love that song so much. Then we have pensée partage math questions, such as this one. I give them time to stand up and talk to their friends about how they counted it, how many cerises there are, and then we all sit down and we discuss one at a time. I might pick equity sticks for this one. I may not, depending on how many times we've done this type of activity before. If we haven't, it might be difficult for some students to discuss how they found the answers. But if we have done it many times, it should be relatively easy. Kids explain how they think pretty easily. So I encourage you to do it more often. This is an activity that I love doing. It's an activity that is sort of a sensory activity, and the kids love doing it. It's something that we used to do at camp on rainy days. J'encourage les élèves d'être assis au tapis just because it gets a little bit cray-cray if we're all standing up. On va effectuer chaque geste pendant 10 secondes environ, so it should resemble a rainstorm that's coming and leaving. You start by se frotter les mains. So about 10 seconds, maybe more if kids are not getting to it, but they usually get to it. Once your hands get pretty warm, then you start claquer les doigts, and then everybody kind of starts claquer les doigts a little bit separate, and so it really sounds like raindrops falling into water or on other things. And then tu vas taper les cuisses. You can tap them separately because it probably would sound better, or you can try tapping it together to see if everybody will follow your rhythm. And then you're going to stomp your feet, and that usually gets loud. And then you go back. Oh, and then you clap your hands. And then you go back to stomping your feet, and then taper les cuisses, and then claquer les doigts, and then to frotter les mains. And then at the very end, end, you're gonna go. Don't say shh, just go. And then it'll be quiet at the end, and you can give the instructions. So this is also a great activity if you're transitioning from something that's more exciting. It gets them to focus on what you're doing. And then at the very end, it's very quiet. And they smile and they might giggle a little bit, but it's not very loud, so it's great. On jeudi, on peut chanter. Qui a pris les biscuits du pot de biscuits? Catherine prend les biscuits du pot de biscuits. And then, so l'élève que tu as choisi, the student that you chose, says, Qui, moi? And tout le monde dit, everybody says, oui, toi. Et l'élève dit, ça se peut pas. And then everybody says, alors qui? And then you could pick names from the equity stick cup, or you could just point to students that are ready, that are raising their hands. And then you start with another name like, Qui a pris les biscuits du pot de biscuits? Tegan a pris les biscuits du pot de biscuits. Qui, moi? Oui, toi. Ça se peut pas. Alors qui? And then you pick another one. Fun, fun, fun way to say hello to everybody. Coucou, aujourd'hui c'est vendredi. Woo! This bonjour d'oiseau, on va voler autour de la classe en battant les ailes. Okay? The bird migrations are here. So exciting. On ne cuit pas comme les animaux, mais on va dire bonjour à nos amis. Le printemps. Quelle est votre activité préférée du printemps? I have a couple of images here that could help students talk about what their favorite activity is in the springtime months. And then I have other activities such as les danses et fiches printemps available on YouTube. There are calendar pages. There's salutation de mots fréquents. I'll have the students standing in a circle. Each student receives a mot fréquent or des mots utiles ou des mots que tu vois souvent. And instead of saying hello and that person's name, we'll say hello and whatever. Or we could have les mots thématiques de printemps. So you could have kids holding up theme word card or vocabulary cards that say lapin, poussin, mouton, jonquille, tulipe. So instead of saying bonjour Catherine, everyone will say bonjour tulipe. So they're reading the words on the card or reading the picture. Deux font le pair, orteil à orteil. Find a partner, and then you say orteil à orteil. And so they put their toes together. And then you say dos à dos, and they flip and put their backs together. And then you say main à main, and they flip and they put their hands together. So much fun. And then you say genou à genou, et on touche les genoux ensemble. That one's kind of hard. You have to crouch down like you're in a chair. And then you say coude à coude. And this one's really funny. And you touch your elbows together. And that's a fun way to make a connection and say hello to somebody. Autre salutation. This one's kind of hard, but you have two circles. So you have an exterior circle and an interior circle. And you have to face somebody. So you might have to add yourself into the circle so that it's even numbers. And the interior circle is going to be facing the exterior circle. And you say hello. And then you ask the interior circle to turn once or to step once to the right to find a new partner. Or you ask the exterior circle to step once to the right or the left to find a new partner, and you kind of get everyone to turn around the circle so that everyone gets a chance to say hello to everybody else. If you need me to explain that a little bit better, I'll try my best with a different way of picturing that for you. But yeah, just let me know if you need a better explanation for that one. And then we have simple top là, so high five. You walk around giving high five, and you probably have to mention that we don't try to high five people as hard as we possibly can, because the purpose of this activity is to say hello and not to hurt our friends. Songs like ram sam sam, ram sam sam, guli 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 ram sam sam. So you can just sing it, but there are gestures that you can look up on the YouTube interweb to help you with these songs. Kids love doing it, and then you can do different versions where you sing slower or faster or avec une voix aiguë comme ça, la voix est très haute. Or you can sing à voix basse avec ta voix très très basse comme ça. Whew, that's really hard to do, so maybe we shouldn't do that. I don't know. Aram sam sam, guli 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 ram sam sam. And I would recommend not finishing on doing it really super duper fast because the kids are going to be like up here and you probably want them a little bit down here at the end. Tête, épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied, genou et pied. Obviously, touche, tête, épaule, genou et pied. Tête, épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied. Tête, épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied. J'ai 2 yeux, 2 oreilles, une bouche, un nez. Tête, épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied. Next time you don't say tête. Épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied. Épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied. J'ai 2 yeux, 2 oreilles, une bouche, un nez. Épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied. If you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. Then the next time you say genou et pied, genou et pied. Genou et pied, genou et pied. J'ai 2 yeux, 2 oreilles, une bouche, un nez. Genou et pied, genou et pied. Next time you don't say genou. So you go pied, 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 pied. J'ai 2 yeux, 2 oreilles, une bouche, un nez. Pied, pied. Next time, you don't say anything except j'ai 2 yeux, 2 oreilles, une bouche, un nez. Tête, épaule, genou et pied, genou et pied. Tegan, please stop crying. La respiration d'abeille. So we're going to lay down comfortably. If you feel comfortable, tu peux fermer les yeux. You can sit comfortably as well. Keep your back straight and your head up high. Inspire profondément. Expire et bourdonnez comme une abeille. And when you do that, you want to keep your lips soft so you can feel the vibration. And you're going to repeat this inspiration, expiration. But this next time, you're going to cover your ears with your hands. So and you should feel more calm and at peace after you finish that activity. So first thing you're going to do is be a chicken. You're going to be a chicken and you're going to bend your knees and secouer vos plumes et picorer comme un poulet avec ta tête. Your neck's going to passer ensuite à devenir un canard qui migre vers son pays après l'hiver. So you go back and forth to be poulet, canard, and you have fun being poulet canard. And that should help students remember what poulet canard is. So salade de fruits, this is a game where you go in the circle with chairs, or if you have like little cushions, you could do that instead on the carpet. And then you're going to divide them into 3 groupes, pomme, orange, et banane. So if you say pomme, then all the pommes stands up and they have to change seats. Or you could just play it in their desks. So you just name pomme, banane, orange, pomme, banane, orange, pomme, banane, orange. Or you can do a different salad like fraise, kiwi, bleuet. I don't know, something like that. You ask them, if you say kiwi, then all the kiwis have to change spots. And then if you say salade aux fruits or salade de fruits, everybody has to change spots and find a new space. You can do it kind of like chaise musicale, where you take one chair away at a time, or you can just play the game. I think it's more fun if everyone plays and there's no eliminations, and also nobody gets injured that way. And then this one is a violon, so you try the tongue twisters. Peux-tu les dire 5 fois vite? Laisse voir. Les chaussettes sont sèches. 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 Fruits frais. Fruits frais. Fruits frits. That one's hard. Fruits frais. Fruits frits. Fruits frais. Fruits frits. Très difficile. Lily lit le livre dans le lit. Lily lit le livre dans le lit. Lily lit le livre dans le lit. Blip. That's very hard. Où est Moustache? I'm gonna point you to this video over here. Yeah, right here. Click on it. You can watch it. It's a game that I play all the time to practice numbers and vocabulary. On cache le petit chat en arrière. You do it before school starts because there are a bunch of people that hide their eyes like this. Yeah. And so it's more fun if nobody knows where it is. And sometimes I have to check if I've already hidden the cat. Which, yes, I have. Okay. I have to check because a couple of times we've played and I didn't hide the cat and they were so mad at me. And we have Moustache avec les mots de vocabulaire. And then we have the other extra nombre, mystère pages. You can pick which one you'd like. There's extra video suggestions here that you can play. Then there are the editable slides down at the bottom. A playlist for printemps. There you have it. Tell me what you think. Do you like them? Is it fun? I have a lot of fun doing this with my students, and hopefully you do too. Having morning meetings helps me organize my day. It helps the students wake up and get talking in French, and it helps me start my day off with happiness. The kids are giggling and interacting positively, and that makes me smile. Having morning meetings helps me set up a routine to have oral communication skills and questions and vocabulary-based conversations inputted into my day purposefully and intentionally, and it makes us do it every morning, which is something that is super duper important for multilingual learners. If you like this video, click that like button, subscribe to this channel, and click on the bell so that you'll get notified when a new video is posted. Let me know if you have any questions, or even if you'd like to share some things that you do during your morning meetings or different types of oral communication activities that you do, and maybe I'll add them to slides in the future. If nobody's told you yet today, you are amazing, and don't you forget it. Thank you for watching. À la prochaine.